And then it says, Kashyam tu marana muktihi smarana Arunachala. In Kashi, there is no use of living there for 20 years, you won't get moksha. The last minute, the last day we should spend there, one should die in Kashi. Then he gets mukti or moksha. As far as Arunachala is concerned, on as is when is basis, you remain here in Trivandrum, you remain in Timbuktu, you remain in London, wherever you are, you think of Arunachala and you get moksha. What simpler upaya we can have for moksha, you tell me, that Smarana Arunachala. And this is what it is so extolled in all our scriptures in this way. And during the Kartika Deepam, people put a lot of, a very big vessel is kept which is full of ghee or oil, whatever it may be, and then they put the deepa, it can be seen for miles around, and then they put all around smaller deepas the entire way around, and for a number of days, for nearly 9 days, 10 days after that also people can see. So it is all to tell you, whoever comes to Arunachala will get the light. Whoever comes to Arunachala will get the ultimate knowledge, which will lead to the happiness, which is our need, which is our want, which is our desire, and all our life we have wanted it. And there is a place where you can get the fulfillment of that. And now, another beauty there. When Ramana was there, see, Ramana never took any sannyas. He was not a sannyasi. Ramana is called an atyashrami. Perhaps in 5,000, 10,000 years you get one atyashrami. Enlightened people can be many. You see, there are 8 people who passed MBBS this year from the Trivandrum, from the Kerala University. One of them, just because the minimum pass mark 40%, he became an MBBS, he became a doctor. Another man got distinction 80% and he became a doctor. Another man got 100% and he became a doctor. There is a difference. All are MBBS, all are doctors, but there is definitely a difference. So similarly, there are 4 enlightened categories: Brahmavit, Brahmavittaraha, Brahmavittamaha, then Brahmanishta, then the ultimate before, above all, is Atyasrami. Atyasrami means the one who has crossed all the ashrama. You can't dub him that he is a brahmachari, he doesn't wear the upavita. You can't dub him he is a grihastha, he is not married. You can't tell he is a vanaprastha, he lives in the city, he doesn't go to the jungle. You can't call him a sannyasi, he never went to anybody and he never wears this kavi vastram or what you call this gerua or this ochre robe. He doesn't wear, he wears the white. He owns house, he may own an ashram. So who is he? He is called Atyashrami. He is completely, as if the Parabrahman himself has come. If the Parabrahman himself has come, whether he owns house, whether he owns a lot of money, nothing matters. He remains as Parabrahman, untouched as the pure consciousness. Things may move around him. He has done the entire srishti of so many nice things to eat, so many nice things to see, so many nice things to hear. Is he tempted by any of them? They are his own creations. He has become all that. Why should he be tempted by himself? There is no question at all. So Ramana was an Atyashrami. Before him there were 3-4 people. The first one is called Vamadeva. Vamadeva, according to the Vedas, he was already evolved in the last birth, but he had a little karma left. So he was born. When he was the mother's womb in the 10th month, he got his enlightenment. So he began to shout, Aham Manurabhavam, Aham Chandasa Suryascha, I am the sun, I am the moon, I am the Swayambhu Manu who wrote the Manusmriti. He began, that was Vamadeva. The second one is Shukadeva. Shukadeva was in the womb of his mother, he refused to come out for 16 years. The mother couldn't walk. Even to keep for 10 months it is difficult. For 16 years the fellow refused to come out. He said, no, I am afraid of your world. Here it is so nice. I am getting beautiful, hygienic food which has been strained by my mother. So nice. Please allow me to remain here. And with great difficulty, Vyasa said, look here, your mother has been lying for the past 16 years. She couldn't move. I can't do my tapasya because she can't cook. So please come out for heaven's sake. Then with great reluctance when he came out, he was never given any of the samskaras. When a child is born, you do namakarana, and then later on, upanayana is done. So many samskaras have been done. Annaprasana, nothing was done. He saw a distant forest. He began in that birth he has come only to help the world. He comes as the Purna Brahma and he never had a guru at that time. So when he was living as an Atyashrami, it seems one of the great Shankaracharyas out of the 4 matas, he was a bit worried. There is nothing like this, and people will mistake, people will then having the white cloth and having a pen, say, I am like Ramana, I am an Atyashrami, and they will go into all sorts of things. And they will say, I am an Atyashrami. So this is a bad precedent. So the word should not be given such a precedent, even though it may be sanctioned. But there are some which should not be publicized. So he sent an erudite scholar, an old man, to convince Ramana to take sannyas. That man came to him, that erudite scholar. Bhagavan heard him. He said, now it is 11 o'clock. We will think about it, we will talk about it in the afternoon. You please go to the city and have some meals, because in those days ashram was very small. There was no meals for anybody. Even Ramana was getting from outside. Somebody was bringing. So he went away. Within a few minutes, Ramana was sitting with about 20-30 persons. A very beautiful gentleman, he had about 35 or 40, full of ojas and tejas, having a small kundala, a gold kundala here. His face was so beautiful and full of tejas. He was wearing Rudraksha mala. He brought a number of books in his hand, some 10 books. He came straight to Ramana, he didn't wish him, he didn't say namaste. He came just like that, in a Uddhata Bhava. And he kept all these books before Ramana. Hey, you be looking after it, I'm coming back in a few minutes, I have to go. I'm coming back. He kept those books and went away. People were shocked. This man has no respect and he treats him as if he is his friend. He comes and plays it and goes away. Then idly, Ramana took out the top book to see what it was. When he opened it opened a page of Arunachala Mahatma where it is written. The Arunachala's Mahatma is said that within 20 kilometers of Arunachala, nobody takes sannyas. All the gyanis are equal to sannyasis. There is no need for formal sannyas. It is written there. He immediately took a note of it, the sloka itself he wrote there, and the page number, he kept it down below. And after about a few minutes, about 1 hour or two, that gentleman came back, an old man, who has come as a messenger from the Shankaracharya. The moment he came, he searched for the books. All these books have disappeared. He asked me, hey, who has taken it? As the gentleman came, nobody has seen him, all the people were sitting. Nobody knew how the books disappeared. Anyway, he had kept the note of that. He gave that sloka number and the sloka itself. He saw. He bowed to him, did prostration. He said, I am only a postman. I will intimate it to the Acharya. He went away. So, this is the only place I know where a formal sannyas is not required. Everybody is a gyani. In the year 1950s, 52 or 53, when I first time went to Arunachala, I found on the roadside hundreds of samadhis, all the people who died there, including all the grastas. Many of them prefer to be interred there in a coffin rather than being burnt to ashes. Even today you will find still a lot of things are kept, a number of wayside. I don't think that all the things belong to the same, because I know of some cases where I myself seen people dying and they go there and they put him there, some grastas. So this is happening even today. So there is another greatness. Arunachala has got so much greatness. And its greatness has been enhanced in the recent times, because we don't know about the Puranas. But let us know what is happening today. In the past 100 or 125 years, very great spiritual luminaries like Mahan Sheshadra Swami, Bhagavan Sri Raman Maharshi, Sri Bhagavan Ram Surat Kumar, and so many such people have come. And earlier to them there was Virupaksha Deva, by whose name there is a guha called Virupaksha Guha. Virupaksha Deva had such a high level of yogic nishtha. One day he told his shikshas there in that guha, tomorrow I am leaving and going out. I am leaving the body. They said, let us see how you leave. You are all together, you can't leave. So they surrounded him and they were there and they were sleeping at night. When they opened their eyes in the morning, they found there were only ashes. By his yoga, his entire body was burnt to ashes and he was lying in ashes. And I am told those ashes were lying for a number of years. When Bhagavan Ramana came, he went there and he put water in it and he made a lika of it. That lika only is there. This is what I was told. I don't know the correctness of it. So he was there, and there was a Namashivaya Guhe, where there was a Namashivaya and his Guru. So so many Siddha have been there in the recent times. Raman Maharshi was perhaps easily the greatest of the Mahatmas, who has honored that place, I would say, and who has added beauty, holiness and Mahima to that place. See, in Bhagavata a place comes, these tirthas, these temples, if you visit, their phala you won't get immediately. The result of it, you will get it perhaps in the next birth. They phalanti urukalena, but darshanadeva sadhava. If you get a Brahmanishta, even if you see him, you get a lot of benefit. All your papas get dissolved. What is the main papa we do? What is the main sin? See, we keep telling a lie is a sin. Being cruel to an animal is a sin. But what is the main sin? What is the only sin? The main and the only sin is thinking that when I say I am eating, I am talking, I am referring to this body with this mustache and this dadi and all that. So this body mind complex, I am thinking this is Chantananda. So each one is thinks that this body is I. That is the original sin as the Christians call it, and that is the only sin, I. So the only way to take it away, they put a cross. What is a cross? Cross is I. So they cross it. What does it mean? No I. So that's the way to remove that original sin. So the only sin is that. So that sin will go away and you will get. And all these people were great. And another Mahima I will tell you how I went to Arunachala. I was always afraid of going to Arunachala, especially as a sannyasi, because I was told that people had to pay very high donations there, otherwise they will not allow, and they will allow you only for 3 days. I go all the way from the Himalayas over there only for 3 days, and where will I go later? So I was always afraid of going. I never thought of going to Arunachala at all, even though I had gone in my earlier days in my Purashram, only once. I was sitting inside a Mount Mandir, a silence room in Nadian, a place 80 kilometers beyond Ahmedabad in Gujarat. I was there locked inside a room for a period of 5 months. And I cannot see the world. There is no opening, there are no windows. Only the main district, they lock it and keep the key locked, giving the date when they have to open after 6 months. And there is a small opening on the wall which is closed by 2 doors, one at the other end and one at here. They will open it and keep the food twice. Morning 10 o'clock and evening 5 o'clock, you take the food and they will say, Hariom, exactly 10 in the morning and evening 5. You can watch your clock. They keep it and go away. You take and eat your meals. Inside you have got bathroom and everything. It's all self-contained. So almost 4.5 months were over. And I was remained there for 5.5 months actually. Another 1 month was left. One day when I was sitting in meditation, I heard the voice of the Divine Mother. How do I know? I do not know. The voice came, I immediately, my heart knew that is the voice of the Bhagavati, the Divine Mother. It said, hey, see, this was in the month of July, August. It said, this year, November, this was 1995. This year, November, you will go to Arunachala, you will remain there, and you will do your sadhana for full 1 year in Ramanashram. Then I see myself asking, even though I am not talking, I see as if I am talking. I say, Mother, they do not allow any sannyasins to remain at all for more than 3 days maximum. Very big sannyasins who are in charge of ashrams in New York and all that, they may allow them for 1 week or 10 days, but never more. Then how will I remain for 1 year? You go and things will be done. A crisp reply. Go and things will be done. I said, how can it happen? So inside the room I wrote a letter and kept it along with when the meals are given, I keep it there, post it. So I wrote a letter to Ramanashram. I didn't know who they are. I didn't even mention that I belong to the south. I only said, I am the great grand disciple of Ramakrishna Paramahamsa. And my name is such. I belong to the Himalayas, Vasita Guha. I never mentioned to which was my Janmastan, whether I was South Indian or North Indian, I never mentioned at all. Back comes the reply within 15 days from the president himself with his own signature. So I have asked there, my mother has told like this, but I know you don't give for 1 year. So please allow me to remain for 6 weeks so that I will see whether any other ashrams or matas or something where they will allow me to remain for 3 months, 4 months, so that by 1 year I can do my sadhana in Ramanashram and remain in some other matha. So the answer comes, Swamiji, when the Divine Mother has enjoined you to spend 1 year here, why are you asking for 6 weeks? Come here and remain for the entire year. I was shocked. I never expected such a reply. An unknown man who nobody knows me who he is. I have already given that my age at that time in 95 or some 67 or something. 67 years or 68 years. Who will keep such old people there and not knowing who he is and all that? But they allowed me to go there. And then some people warned, look here, Ramanashram will not give you free meals. Morning to evening they put you in the library, they will put you in the reception, they will put you before some other place. You have to work from morning to evening, no holidays. Morning 8 to night 8, you won't do any sadhana. Whatever is Lord's will be done. I go there, remain for 1 year. Nobody ever told me to do any other job except sadhana, which I was doing. And it so happened 1996 was the centenary year of advent of Ramana. In the month of March 96, suddenly the president one day asked me, Swamiji, can you put some article? We are having a souvenir this year, being a special year. I said, I have never written even for a high school magazine. How can I write? I don't know. Then I went to my room. One Nateshwar who is still alive, who is more than 80 years, who lived with Ramana for a number of years, he would move from that place. Wherever he was given a job, he was a draftsman, he will come back and remain with Ramana. He was so close to him, he was a Shishya of Gadapati Muni. He was there with him. He came to me, said, Swamiji, you are a Swamiji and I find Chitta ki Rekha. Said, why are you worried? You look a bit anxious like. I said, this is what they say, I have to write, I don't know what to write. I have come for the first time, I don't know anything about Ramana, even what will I write? He said, Swamiji, everybody has got a Suprabhatam. Kamakshi has got a Suprabhatam. Our Venkateshwara of Tirupati has got a Suprabhatam. Our Shasta, our Ayyappan has got a Suprabhatam. Why don't you write a Suprabhatam on Ramana? He said, that's a nice idea. But tell me something about Ramana in a chronological way. Everything about him, who came to him, when he came, what all he did, what all he wrote, how he came out. So he was telling the entire story. That night I wrote 17 slokas at one stretch without stopping. My hand wrote, I was watching. And the next day I finished another about 12 or 14. And the third day I gave it to them. They were so happy. The book has been published, it was put in the souvenir and they put it in a cassette also. This is what happened. That is how the Arunachala worked on me. And that's the only job which was given to me in the entire 1 year at Arunachala. So this is how Arunachala works. What shall I say? I can only finish this by saying, see, so many Mahatmas have come, they all got benefited. Perhaps Ramana is the one who is meant for the modern days. You see, in the modern days, in the entire Europe, which is supposed to be a Christian continent, there are very few who believe in God. I met hundreds of people coming from all the countries over the world to Ramanashram. I meet some of them. Nobody believes in a God. Such people have come. So how can Lord give them Uddhar? So he has put such a Mahatma whose method can suit anybody, even those who are allergic to the term God. Because he said it's very simple. He said it is inside. So inside whom? Inside me. Find out who you are. This is called Vichara Marga. In Malayalam, in Tamil, in Sanskrit, everywhere use the word Vichara. So Vichara means we translate in English as contemplation, inquiry. No. The word, the phonetic derivation has come, the etymology has come in this way. Viruddha, charaha, vicharaha. Chara means movement, charati. Charati. So chara means movement. Viruddha, chara means the reverse movement. I look at a flower, it's beautiful. If you go on, if you are lost in the beauty of that one, you are lost in the world. On the contrary, you reverse the movement. Your eyes went over there and your thoughts went over there. Bring it back and find out who is looking at the rose. I? Who am I? Go inside further. So that is Vichara. Vichara is a reverse movement where ultimately you come to yourself. And then only you can see yourself. See, in Shantiniketan, where Rabindranath Tagore was there, he had a very efficient aide along with him who was known as Gurudiyal Malli. He was also a spiritual giant who had been to Mahatma and so many great saints. He was himself a great spiritual man. There is a Japanese fellow who was doing a 4-year course on painting or something. On the day he was to go, he took his autograph notebook, went to Gurudayal Malik and asked him, please write something in my autograph notebook. He looked at him, he wrote there, you forget yourself. You forget yourself, he wrote, Gurudayal Malik, and gave it. The next day he went to Rabindranath. He saw the previous speech. He wrote there, you remember yourself, he wrote. Look at that. You forget yourself, it is a small self. Remember your capital self. That is the Paramatma. So, see, all these Mahatmas we can never exhaust. You got going on telling, even I can tell you, there were so many incidents there. And Bhagavan Ramana was so simple, even a child could learn meditation. I will tell one small story and a poem and I will finish within 30 minutes. One day a child aged about 7 years, he went to Ramana. He used to call him Tata. Say, Muttachan we call like that, you know. Tata, Tata, Tata. Everybody says, I am going for meditation. I ask them, what do you do in meditation? What is meditation? They say, oh, you don't bother about it. When you grow big, you will know. So you tell me, Tata, what is this meditation? Why can't I do it? He said, you can do it. Sit down and tell me. He made him sit down there. And then, just then, some gentleman who had come, he has brought a lot of doshas. Bhagavan Ramana, if anybody brings something only for him, this much he will not take. He will say, give it to all. And not only he will take only that much which is given to everybody. So people were afraid to bring in those days badam halwa. Who can bring in this much of badam halwa? It's all costly business. So people were afraid to bring costly. They wanted but they can't bring. They will bring upama, idli, which can be given to all, a little at least. So somebody brought some 20-30 doshas. He brought it to Bhagavan. Bhagavan took one full dosha and gave it to that boy. And he took a little, he just gave it to one. So it was distributed. Then he told that boy, don't eat it now. When I say, oh, you start eating. But you will go on eating till I say for a second time, till that time you will go on eating. And you should not eat and then remain quiet. Till the last minute you should go on eating. But when one says, nothing should remain, everything should be eaten. It's a difficult job. This boy is looking at Ramana, eating. First big chunks, he didn't say so he played small bits, still small. Then suddenly Bhagavan said, then he took the entire thing in his mouth and he was there. He said, this is meditation. You do your work. You are eating your dosha, which is a worldly work, you are doing it. But your mind was with me, you are looking at me, you are all about to see when my arm will come. That's all you have to do. In meditation, you do all your duties, keep your mind on the Lord and wait till He says, that's all. And that is meditation. So, like the very simple things, and sometimes, when people try to pull his legs, he will also pull their legs. I'll give two small instances. One day a foreigner came, sir, we are going to start a magazine family planning, so we want to put the editorial saying these are the views of a great saint in India. So you please give your views on birth control. He was keeping his pen ready. He kept quiet. Twice, thrice. He said, Bhagavan, I have come to you only for this, please. Then Bhagavan told, look here. You are already born. I am already born. There is no question about birth control. But I am going to die one day. You are going to die one day. What are your views on death control? He asked me. He ran away. Then another time, he was telling people, look here, this entire life is a dream. So your waking state is also inside the dream. Your sleeping state is inside the dream, your dream state is inside the dream. Sometimes you are dreaming, you are asleep, you are getting up, going to the office. So the sleeping is also inside the dream. Similarly, he said, all these three states are similar, they are all only dreams. Then one of the chaps who was very clever, he said, Bhagavan, I don't get enough time during the daytime to do any sadhana. I am very busy. I got a lot of time while asleep because all these three you said are similar. You tell me some sadhanas which I can do while I am asleep. Bhagavan said, look here, I can tell you. If I tell you no, you will forget when you go to sleep. Is it not? You forget everything when you go to sleep. When you are asleep, you come to me, I will tell you all these things. So, Bhagavan was very humorous also. It is not that he was only serious or Brahman only. They say, in the olden days they used to say, Na hasanti tapasvina. Tapasvis never smile. And similarly it is told, Jesus Christ never smiled. But it's all wrong. A real Jiva Mukta is one who enjoys. He enjoys with everybody. He is always laughing. He is joking. That is what was Ramana. He was very serious. But at the same time, he was absolute one with all. He had given proof that he was the Parabrahma himself. Paul Brenton, one of the English journalists, for the first time he went to him. He wanted testing. He had written 20 questions on spirituality. Tough questions he wanted to ask him. When he went, he found everybody was sitting quiet. Bhagavan rarely used to talk. So many people were, he said, oh, it is perhaps some silent spirit, so let me sit. While sitting as the time was going on, he said, let me revise, there will not be time enough to ask all the 20 questions. So questions for which I know the answers, what should I ask? So first question he read. The answer came into his mind. He said, mind not, why should I ask? He ticked it off. Second question he read, the answer came to his mind. Oh my Lord, this also I know. He ticked it off. Third question he read, the answer came to his mind. All the 20 questions, the answer came to his mind, he ticked them off. When he finished the 20th question, Bhagavan Raman Maharshi opened his mouth and asked him in Tamil, Ivlavudana inna irka? Only this much or have you got some more? Then only he knew that it was Bhagavan who was giving the answer to him in silence. Maunam Vyakya. So this is what happened. See, Bhagavan's glories, Bhakta's glories, the glories and grandeur of holy places, you can write for days and days, they can never be exhausted. There is a shloka for it. Asitagiri samamsya kajalam sindhupatre. See, a fellow said, what do you mean? You cannot describe, you cannot exhaust. I am going to write, I will take the best material and the best person. I am going to write the entire glory of the Lord. He said, what will you do? For writing in those days, you require ink. And ink, when I was young, we were not having this ball pen. So what we used to do, there used to be some black powder available. Blue powder, blue black powder, we will bring it. Put it in a small glass case, pour water, and then mix it up, that becomes the ink. Then we will have a long pen, we will dip it and we will go on writing. This is what we used to do in those days, in 1938-39 when I was small. So he said, you know, to write the God's glories, which is so much, you require huge tons and tons of ink powder. Where will you go? So much is not produced even in all the countries together. He said, doesn't matter. Asitagiri samamsya kajalam. At the end of all the world, there is one big mountain which is immense. You cannot see both sides of it. It is called Anjanagiri, which is absolutely black. We will powder it and bring the entire thing. We will dissolve it in the ocean, which is infinite. So that will be the important. Asitagiri samamsya kajalam sindhu patre. The patra will be the sindhu, that is the ocean. Suradarvara shakha lekhani patra murbi. Where will you get the pen? Because writing so many, you require huge numbers of pens. He said, I will get the kalpavriksha, which is in the Swarga. Kalpavriksha, it can write by itself. The moment you say, please write, it will write. So I will get one small bough from that, one small branch. I will use it as my lekhani. Where will you get so much paper to write? The entire earth is so big. So patram rubi, suradharvara shaka, lekhani, patram rubi. Then who will write it? Likhati yadi grihitva sharada sarvagalam. I will call Saraswati, who is in charge of writing, who is in charge of reading. I will put her on the job. And she will not work for 8 hours. Then Tadapitava Gunanam Ishaparam Nayati. Even then, oh Lord, you cannot finish in lakhs and lakhs of centuries, even in thousands of yugas, you can never complete it. So that is the thing. So I try to share the little knowledge I had about Arunachala. See, actually speaking, I have never talked on such topics at all. So it took me by surprise when they asked me to talk on Arunachala. And incidentally, from here I was to go to Baroda. But yesterday the entire plan was changed, I am going to Arunachala now. And at the time they put the subject, I didn't know that I was going to Arunachala. So all these are coincidences. That means Arunachala has blessed this meeting of ours. So I bow to Arunachala and bow to you all. Om Swasti Prajam Dhakarkale Brahmanaye Bhagye Mahisha Go Brahmane Vishwabhakshrityam Loka Samasta Sigano Bhavantu Om Shri Krishna